Hello everyone. You guys miss this music? I'll turn it off. It's so annoying. Hello everyone. How are you all doing? Happy Simply Stream Saturday. How's it going, chat? How is it going? Hello, Josie says hello to Professor Christine. Hello from Finland. Ready for SimplyNailClass. Thank you, Melon Nail Art. Welcome to all the mods. Mods are our TAs in this class. Teaching assistants or T assistants. No, that's just Ben. How's everyone doing? It's already Sunday for you, Emily. Oh, I guess that makes sense if you're on the other side of the world. Who's ready for class? Just want to let people arrive. You know how it is. It's an early morning class, depending on where you are in the world. If you're in my time zone, then it's 11:07 a.m. And if you're on the California time zone, then it's like 8 a.m. You guys are the real MVPs if you're here live. So welcome from wherever you are in the world. You're ready to fail. Don't say that, little Miss Granger. No one's failing. No one will be failing my class because I'm just that easy of a teacher. 9 a.m. in Alberta, 6 p.m. in Israel. All over the world, we are learning things about nails. The most important things, of course, in life is to learn about nails. Your gecko says hello. Hello, gecko. All right. So just letting some people join in. I hope everyone has their tea. Tea. And one thing I didn't tell class to do last time was to make sure you pee before you paint your nails. Always remember to pee or go to the bathroom before painting your nails because you want to leave as long as time as possible with your nails after putting on your final top coat to let it dry before, you know, digging into your pants, your sweatpants. I've got Menchie here. Menchie, you look tired. Why are you so tired? She slept all day yesterday and the day before. Oh my God, girl. I have a different camera lens on today. Whoop. Oh my God, guys, you've never seen it this far zoomed out. But I have a wide angle zoomable lens so I can show you my elbow technique on the table. So she's like, why are you zooming in at me? Menchie. Hi, sweetie, it's okay. All right. Welcome, class. Welcome all in. Hi, guys. She looks like she's already done with class. Yeah, she's gonna sleep through class. Menchie always sleeps through my classes. I don't know what it is. And then she retains nothing. Can you imagine that? Sleeping through class and then not learning anything? Oh my God. All right. Welcome, everyone. Today is level 2 of Nails by Simply, or Simply Nail Lesson. What am I calling this? What did I title this? I don't even know anymore. Learn things about nails by Simply. Level 102. We are still in beginner mode. The first lesson was just how to paint. So if you watched that live stream already, you know some of the basics of my technique on how to load the brush, where to lead the brush to in the cuticle, some points about dry time. I also posted a highlights video of that stream. So that's like a 20-minute version of the main episode, so I highly encourage you to watch the highlights if you have not. However, it's always more beneficial to watch the entire class instead of just reading the Sparks notes. So I encourage you to watch the full lecture if you can. And she is literally teacher's pet. Yes, she is. She is my pet. Today is episode 2, Simply Nails 102, and we are painting our other hand. So we're going to talk about the beginner basic tips and tricks that I use to paint my opposite hand. So that's my non-dominant hand. For me, it's my right hand. For you, it might be your left hand. It basically means how do you paint the hand that's harder to paint because it's not the hand you're used to writing or drawing or painting with to begin with. So before we begin, I do want to do a poll about are you left-handed, right-handed, or do you consider yourself ambidextrous? Which there might be some people here who do. So let's do a poll. We got to get some statistics on the class participants. How do I phrase this? Are you right-handed? Meaning you write or draw or do things with your right hand, left-handed, or ambidextrous. I believe that's how you spell it. Ambidextrous means that you can do things equally with both hands, and it's kind of just a choice. Like today I feel like using my left hand or my right hand. But most ambidextrous people will end up choosing a dominant hand, but they can just like swap between pretty easily. So I'm curious if someone is actually ambidextrous. And when I say ambidextrous, I mean like a meaningful threshold to reach that. Like you have to be able to write with both hands, not paint with both hands. Because like if you can paint with both hands, like your nails, then like a lot of us are ambidextrous. So that's not the threshold. I mean, like, can you write cursive with both hands? Fun fact, one of my grandfathers was ambidextrous. On my dad's side. Like, actually, he used to write with both hands. I am not ambidextrous. I do not consider myself actually ambidextrous. I can't write cursive with the other hand and have it look good. But some say you can kind of practice to get there. Maybe that's possible, but it's very challenging for most people. So even with practice, it's not possible. How about Ben? He's just right-handed. They don't teach us cursive in school anymore. I know. So increasingly, I should have done like a linear time-based poll, but I imagine there's increasingly less people who are ambidextrous over time, purely because less people are learning how to write cursive or use their hand. Because when you type, you don't, there is no right-handed or left-handed. It doesn't really matter. So interesting. I can't even write cursive with my dominant hand. Yep. I used to have much better cursive because I took cursive in school. I am 33 years old, yes. So I did learn cursive. I remember like even in grade 1, used to trace letters. That's one of my first memories of school, is tracing letters on tracing paper. Ben says he's left-footed. Okay. Thank you, Finley the dog. I'm right-handed, but I've painted my nails so often that I've somehow gotten better at painting my other hand than I am at painting with my right hand. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's kind of a testament to practice. Oh, you know what I just did? Hold on. Sorry, guys. I just realized... I was playing, if you were here yesterday, when I was playing with like alerts on stream for Menchie, there wasn't many people here yesterday, but I was trying to get super chats to show up on screen. I think I just didn't have it on this setting, so I think we're good. But yes, Finley, thank you for your super chat. So this is kind of a testament to practice. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to practice painting with our non-dominant hand. So I hope you have one hand painted and one hand naked. I like to paint one hand at a time. That's just, then then that, if I'm painting one hand at a time, it means that I can use my other hand that's like already dried and done. So it kind of maximizes my ability to do things. Simply with the rat behavior hoodie, yeah. Whose hoodie is this? I like its little hat. This is Julian's merch. As a left-handed person, I consider myself semi-ambidextrous since most things are made for right-handed people. That's a really good point. Yeah, like mouses. Yeah. And a lot of things growing up in school, I remember that people who were left-handed ended up learning more right-handed things because that's just how the world is structured to accommodate the majority. So yeah. So you guys get more practice. You get better at both hands. All right. So according to chat, 11,000 votes. 11,000. Wow, 1,100. Guys, I can't count today. Got to go back to school. 83% are right-handed, 10% are left-handed, and 6% consider themselves ambidextrous. Wow, interesting. Okay, 6%. Oops, hold on a second.
A lot of people used to be ambidextrous because being left-handed was bad, so they were forced to learn oof.
Thank you for the super chat, Katerina. Could you guys hear that? Was that like a decent volume? I was also trying to maximize that. Yeah. Oh no, you can't hear it? Oh. I didn't want to make it too loud because then it's like too loud. You know, if I'm trying to talk, I don't want it to overpower my voice if I'm in the middle of saying something. But yeah, I got to keep messing around with that. But yeah, I hear you. And that's kind of just goes to what we were just discussing, that people who were left-handed kind of had no choice but to learn right-handed ways. That was a bit creepy. That's the point. It's a British woman. Her name is Amy. It was a whisper. Okay, let's see if it reads this one. Hold on a second. Here, I'll pause the music. Shh. It takes a minute. Is she gonna say anything? Come on. Come on. Work. It doesn't want to work.
Lefty gang. Thanks for all you do to be a wonderful example for us all, and for the escape you provide from the world. Ever grateful for you and this community.
It worked. I actually manually turned the volume up for that, so that's not a solution. But yes, thank you, Ameliorates. That's one of our Discord mods. So I am still working on optimizing those alerts. Right now it's set at a threshold where it's going to read it out and pop on screen when it's a minimum of $5 US. I figure like I really like something like this when I'm doing a nail painting stream and I can't really read chat, so that occasionally there'll be a voice that just kind of says something, and I kind of think a British voice reading something is just funny. Because I love it. I just love it so much. And I wanted to say, do you have tea? You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just funny. It's the simple things in life. But yeah, the volume is dumb. I gotta fix that. Will Simply Fit Logical be a YouTube account in the future? I love your Instagram fitness account. Love from Sweden. Probably not, because I just do not have the time to make another YouTube channel. It takes a long time to edit, film, produce YouTube videos, and I barely do that on my main channel, so I just don't have time to, you know. There are YouTube channels who make fitness stuff, and that's their main job and their only job. Well, not only, maybe they're like, you know, reps for companies and stuff too, but like that's their focus. I have too many focuses to add more. It's impossible. So, yeah, the occasional Instagram post is all you're going to get. Sorry. The life of an influencer, honestly. Rimmel London. Yes. All right, Menchie. Okay, Menchie, are we ready to paint? Gonna have to switch the camera. Ben, if you would like to help and assist me for the optimal positioning of the camera for my right hand. We're going to be painting our right hand today, which is my opposite hand. So I'm using my non-dominant hand to paint. Let's see if it'll read that one out loud. Menchie. And she's looking at pink waffle. Thank you, Sarah Ray. Wow. And that's, yeah, an incredible challenge for you. But I'm glad to hear that you're learning things. Yeah. Glad to be here. That's not my hand, Ben. Okay, Ben. Right here. We might have to fix the white balance. Oh, yeah. It's on manual ISO. So put the ISO just to auto. Is that auto? No, that's way too dark.
Do you want auto or do you want
just put it on auto.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah, auto's fine. Thanks, Ben. Is that the most zoomed in? Yes, it is. Okay. We are good. I just gotta move over my mat a little bit. I've never painted my other hand in this room. Thank you, Karen, 3-month member of the Menchie Gang. Hi, Simply. My husband actually bought me your nail polish first and gave me a mani. You, your HOLO Taco, and self-care helped me through the pandemic. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Definitely seen an increase, anecdotal increase in people saying that they've painted their nails more during the pandemic. We talked about that in a podcast episode, I think. It was on, based on an article that the New York Times wrote, where they were like, is this the end of the manicure because people don't go to elite salons in New York? Because they're closed, therefore the manicure is over. We were like, no, listen, okay? We paint our nails at home. Shocking. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do one more poll. One more poll, because I want to know the answer. Are you painting your nails with me today? Yes or no? You can paint your nails later. I just want to know. Because you got to be careful on your keyboards. All right. First, this is my other hand. I would also just like to disclaim to please be nice to her because she is cursed by eczema. You can see that in the skin here. I just want to explain because some people are like, why don't you just use moisturizer, Christine? Your hands look very dry. Just add moisturizer. I have eczema. It's a chronic condition that you can't get rid of. There's basically no cure despite attempts for, there's certain topical ointments, there's certain oral treatments you can try, but most people have eczema, just live with it. Some people call eczema, eczema, same thing. But yeah, just for comparison, to show you what I mean, in case you are blessed to never have to deal with this skin condition in your life, my left hand does not have eczema on it. So you can see the skin on my fingers looks like normal and smooth, but the skin on this hand is pretty scarred from decades of having like rough blisters and just really bad dry patches. It's not that flared up right now. It's not as bad as it has been, but because this has been on my skin since childhood, it just kind of, you know, creates a scar. So that's me. That's why my skin is like that. And I know a lot of you in the chat have eczema because I've seen people reach out to me and be like, me too. But I just want to explain, like, when you get up close, occasionally there is a blister, there is scarring, and you do see evidence of eczema in the natural nail. Like you can see little bits of pitting in the nail with eczema. That can just kind of happen. So yeah, it sucks, but I live with it. At least it's not on your swatching hand. Yeah, I didn't pick. This is just how life worked out. Life just wanted me to be right-handed, and it became my eczema hand that I just like stopped caring about. And then this hand looked nice. Do you mean psoriasis? I have that and thought sorry, I missed it. No, it's not psoriasis. They are two different conditions from what I understand. Although some of them have similar symptoms, but I have eczema. How do you know if you have eczema? You ask your doctor. I mean, there are some people who kind of just like, I guess, self-diagnose, but ask your doctor. I have been to many doctors and dermatologists over the last few years, and I definitely have eczema, and I've probably had it my whole life, even though I wasn't diagnosed as a kid, because it didn't seem that life-threatening to care about, but it is definitely eczema. It is generally hereditary as well. Also, it sucks when it's winter because like then it gets more itchy and just like shitty because everything's so dry. That's right now. I thought I was the only one that had it on one hand. No, right? Like it's so weird. I don't know. I don't know why it's just on one hand, but I just wanted to exclaim that because you're gonna see close up and you're gonna be like, why does your right hand look weird? It doesn't look like your swatching hand. Well, now you know. Some people's eczema does clear up over time. Some people just have it as like teenagers or just kids and then it kind of goes away. And then some people kind of like stays forever, or it comes and goes. It flares up, flares down. It can be triggered by a number of irritants. Can be triggered by seasons, can be triggered by stress. Hello. I am triggered by stress right now. Maybe that is it. What's on my other hand? Eczema. Yeah. Okay, I'll shut up. Just wanted to disclaim that. First thing I want to do in the other hand lesson, zoom out a little bit. Whoa. Check out this view, guys. Simply a gamer. I want to show you something that's really important. This applies to working with your dominant hand, as well, but I failed to show you last time. You want to make sure that you're working on a surface. I know this sounds obvious, but you want to make sure you're working on a surface where you can easily rest your elbows and the side of your wrist for both hands, or both arms. So I could do that on my right side. Camera won't go as far, but, and I can rest my wrist here, and I can do the same with this elbow down here and this wrist. So sometimes an L-shaped desk where you kind of sit in the middle of the L in the corner is ideal. But if you don't have that and you just have a straight desk, it's fine. You just kind of you end up with your arms more like this, like a little chicken. But it is important because it helps stabilize your hand, because no one is a surgeon unless you're Meredith Grey. So you're just not going to have that, stability to be able to properly do the techniques without shaking. So the most you can do to help your body from shaking to stabilize it, the better. That applies pretty much no matter who you are, how talented of a surgeon you are. I'll close this poll. 31% of you say you are painting your nails today and 69% are not. So you're just watching. That's okay. We don't mind, more people coming to class just to learn. Save this knowledge for later. but it is helpful to know that a third of you are also painting. So that means that chat's going to be this much quieter, right? Because if a third of you are focusing on painting, you should not be typing. Or you should be typing with only one hand, so it'll be slower. That's slow mode. All right, so stability is important for everyone. I don't care if you're right-handed, left-handed, you're a medical surgeon, it doesn't matter. Do the most to help stabilize your arms and your wrist. Okay, so elbow, wrist. Now I'm gonna zoom back in. Now, as we went over in Nails 101 class, there are multiple different base coats you can use for different purposes. For me, since as I've said 10 times now, I have eczema, which can mean that you have little ridges in your nails. So see how I have like a little bit of denting, especially in this nail. The eczema on this finger has always been the worst for some reason. So I have like little dents in them. So personally, for the type of nails I have, on my other hand, which I like to keep the nail polish on for a long time as opposed to peeling it off like I would normally do on my swatching hand, I use a smoothing base coat because it will help fill in the ridges in the nail. So a smoothing base coat is good if you have ridges in the nail, if you have little dents, or if you are working with like a multichrome or a polish that would be more helpful if you had a smoother surface underneath. So nail prep we discussed last time. You already know. You already know, right? I don't need to go over nail prep. First, I'm going to strip my nail. By strip, I don't mean take its clothes off. Its clothes are already off. I just took some acetone. And I'm just going to make sure that the surface of my nail is free of oil. Some people pointed out, like, there are more ways to do this. Like, you could take, I think it was like rubbing alcohol, technically. You could also take a nail dehydrator. That's a product you can buy at a beauty supply store. I just didn't go over alternative ways to strip the nail of oil because, honestly, most people aren't going to have access or bother to go to a beauty supply store and buy nail dehydrator. So I think just using 100% cosmetic grade acetone is probably the most accessible, easy, and does the job. And it serves a dual purpose because like you could also use it as nail polish remover. So that was me just stripping the oils from my nails. It does dry it out a bit. So see how they just got a little bit whiter, but that's fine because now we're going to paint them. And this way the base coat will anchor to the nail better and my nail polish will last longer. Tip number 1. So there's my base coat. Just a gentle roll. You're ready to paint your nails, Penelope? Haven't decided which colors? Me neither. I don't know what colors. Okay. I'm going to start with my thumb. Edge of the desk. Now, I know you guys have seen me paint like this before, and that's not a good way to do it. Thank you, Caitlin, for your super chat. Triangle shape grips help. I wonder if you can get grips to add, kind of like on pencils. You know how like pencils used to have those like grips you could rub, or not rub, but like put onto it like a sleeve? I wonder, is that something that's available to people? And then that way you can adapt a tool to be however you want it to be. Okay, so for my thumb, I know you guys have seen me paint in the air like this. But this is how you should actually be doing it at home in order to guarantee the least amount of messy painting. So I'm gripping it down here. It's like I'm a lamp that's like gripped on the edge of the desk. Here, I can That's how much I can zoom in. Now, I'm going to try and explain a little bit before I do it because there's a lot of words to unpack here and it's going to take me too quick to swipe it. I'm really gripping down here so that this is like pushed down, and then my other hand, I'm putting my wrist on the edge of the table. So both of my hands are like solid. They're not going to go anywhere. And then I'm just going to use this, like the fingers to paint. But then I want to explain to you the secondary technique. The first technique is using, your non-dominant hand to like do the stroking. But then the other technique is taking the hand that you're painting and actually manipulating it around and moving it under the brush. So some people find that this is a better way for them to get a clean paint job. So I'm going to show you that secondary technique. We'll do it again with color so you'll see it happen. Okay, so this hand I'm basically like not moving, and then I'm pulling my thumb down. I didn't put enough on the brush. So putting that down, pulling my thumb down, and I'm barely moving my left hand, just like a little bit. So this way, it's kind of like you're working with both hands. And don't forget the tip. Was that a clear enough view? It was hard for me to observe that I wasn't blocking and do it at the same time. What? You guys are shocked? You've never seen this technique? Really? Almost 40 years, and this way never occurred to me. Alicia! Okay, we'll do it again on another nail. Damn, you guys are shocked? Okay, cool. So I'm glad I am teaching you some useful things that are new. So that's one option. Not everyone likes doing that. Not everyone feels like it's natural to like pull the finger from underneath. But I found I use a combination of both. Like I'll work with this hand and kind of pull. And if you find that balance of what works for you, of course it's going to take practice. It might feel kind of weird doing that at first. But over time, if you decide like, hey, I can use a little bit of both technique, then, it might work out better for you. So I'll show you the same thing on these nails. So for here, I am stabilizing my wrist, just as I showed you earlier, so I won't repeat that. Both hands, stable surface, solid table, no cats on the table. You've never heard of this, and I'm going to do it from now on. Really? Damn, I thought people knew this. Okay. I should have charged for this class. What the hell, man? Okay, I will show you that technique again as I pull this hand away. How was that for you? Now you must try it yourself. Now the 70% who weren't painting their nails are now going to start painting their nails. Because you all want to try, don't you? I've never heard of no cats on the table. Yeah, Menchie's she's sleeping right now. Thank God. Okay, now I'm gonna do the next nail the normal way, the usual way, where I'm just using my left hand, which is the harder hand to paint with, just to show you like the two main options of techniques. So my right hand won't move, it'll stay in place. And only my left hand will move. But actually, if I move over, I really want to emphasize how much this side, hold on. It's gonna drip. The side of this hand, the one that's doing the painting, is like solid down on the desk. Like I'm not lifting it. So I do think people don't realize that how much that can help you, because I see a lot of people like hovering their hand is completely lifted off the table. If you try and paint that way, you're gonna be more shaky. That's just, for most people, gonna happen. So if you put the side of your hand down and then go like this, it's gonna be easier. It's gonna feel a little more restricted in terms of movement because like your hand is kind of like stuck or glued. That's what you're trying to tell yourself it is. But you're just gonna end up kind of moving these two fingers like you're rowing a little boat instead of your whole hand, which might otherwise for most people end up shaking if it's hovering in the air. So hand on the table, anchor, pretend the side of your hand is stuck to the table. And now let's do that technique. And I want you guys to know, like, I'm not perfect either. Like, I do shake a little bit. I am definitely no Meredith Grey. But I've not developed, like, I've been practicing for a million years, so I have that advantage. And I've also kind of figured out what works for me after so many trials and errors, right? So I find a combination of this hand stuck on the ground and then occasional maneuvering to work best for me. Some people think the maneuvering is weird. Some people are now gonna swear by maneuvering. This is revolutionary. Thank you, mad and a little bit weird. All right, let's just, ooh, there's a Menchie hair. Let's just go ahead and finish my other two nails with a combination of the two techniques at once. All right, class, combine the two techniques. Let's see it. Smooth. Hold on, I'm gonna lock the focus on that one and we'll do our pinky. Combining both techniques. Careful not to smack your nails that you already painted, eh? I probably did this in the opposite order. You should paint, best practices would be to paint from the outside in so you avoid potentially smudging it. But that issue arises anyways once you get to the second coat, so kind of, it doesn't matter. That's going to happen. That risk is going to be there no matter which direction you go in. And there we have it. We have painted our nails. We have base coat. I know you can't see how clean the lines are because it's just, you know, a neutral base coat. How long does smoothing base coat last? Is it in between the long-lasting base coat and peel off? How long a base coat lasts that is designed as a traditional base coat, in other words, like not a peely base coat, really depends more on your nail prep than anything, honestly. After so many years of experience of trying different base coats, I have learned that it's way less about the product and way more about the amount of nail prep you do, and also about how virgin your nails are, which we covered in lesson number 1. My nails are the opposite of virgin. They are super porous at this point, so they really anchor on to whatever polish I use, even peely base, which is like designed to peel off. I can wear peely base for a week. That's not the normal nail experience though. So based on all that, I really do think that nail prep and the porousness of your natural nail has way more to do with how long your nail polish is gonna last than like which brand of base coat you're choosing. Unless it's a peel off base coat, don't use a peel off base coat if your goal is to keep your nail polish on as long as possible, obviously. So yeah, go back to lesson 1. And there's way more than I even said in that lesson. Like, guys, there's endless amounts of caveats, exceptions, examples that I could do. And, you know, So many people brought up good points, or I thought of something later after the first lesson, and I was like, fuck, this is also true, or this is true of water as well, or, there's gonna be so much of that, so it's hard to get it all complete, but that's why a class is never just a singular class. There's an entire unit. There's an entire curriculum. Shout out to the TAs. Yes, Crystal, thank you. Shout out to the TAs, the mods, and Beyyyn. All right, so this is dry, in my opinion. Guys, what color should we do? Okay, let's do a color poll. Okay, not a poll, but you guys tell me in the chat, what do you want me to paint? And then I will look at your responses and decide what we can pull. Green. A lot of people saying green. Oh, you know what we could do? We could do a Skittle Manny with like different formulas, but all kind of green. So you can see the application of multiple different formulas. How's that? Maybe that makes sense. I kind of just made up my mind. Green, green, green. Okay, we're going to do that. I think that's a better way of demonstrating working with different formulas all in one video. Instead of last time we did all crumbs, different colors, this time we'll pick one color and do different formulas. Is that a good idea? You have to agree. This is not a democracy. Okay, I think that makes sense. So let me gather my greens. I know I have too many, but let me just gather them all first and then we'll pick. Okay, so we're not gonna, hold on. We don't need to do 3 different linear hollows, but just for context, this is Mint Mojito, Green Taffy, Full Charge. All 3 of these are linear hollows that are green, but we don't need to demo 3 different linear hollows, so we'll just pick one of those. There's a creme, that's green screen. This is Mint Money, which is a frosted metal formula. This formula is actually easier to work with for a beginner because it's more forgiving, so there's that. This is Chameleon Coat, which is a multi-chrome, so we'll be able to demonstrate using it over a smoothing base. And multi-chromes, generally speaking, are a trickier formula to work with, just because they show more streaks because they're chromy. And then I have Everything is Pine, which is not available now because Christmas is over, but it is a green hollow glitter. So I'd like to demo a glitter. So does that, yeah, that's 5 formulas. Perfect. Anything I'm missing? I'll put like a green unicorn skin over a green screen. How's that? Oh, matcha? Yeah, but this is more green than Matcha Maker. We already have a creme. I'm just trying to cover the bases of our formulas. So I kind of think like Green Taffy would look the best with this if we're going like true green, because Full Charge is introducing a different color green. And Mint Mojito is kind of close to Mint Money. I mean, I guess they're all kind of close. What do you guys want, Mint Mojito or Green Taffy? I poll you. I gotta be careful because one of my hands are wet. I'm typing with my left hand only. No, no. Okay, go. Mint Mojito or Green Taffy? Green Taffy is more like true green. And Mint Mojito is like pastel. But also remember the colors we're mixing it with, right? The tone of these is a little different. You guys have a poll. Answer in the poll, please. Oh my god, why do I have to pee already? Ugh. Except I listened to my own advice. I did go pee before, I swear, but I just always have to pee because I drink so much tea. Guys, help me. Help me, I'm an animal. Okay, you guys keep fighting over this. I'm gonna pee with one hand only. We did it. We did it. I am so good at this. Okay, green taffy is winning. Thank you, chat. I think that's the right choice, honestly, for this lineup right here. Right, Menti? Oh, we don't have a Menti game. Okay. Just thinking which order to do these in. Let's do multichrome on the middle nail, just so you have that. We'll do this as an accent. We could do that here. Do linear on the thumb. Glitter? No, that's too much. Maybe like this. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I'm going to start backwards. I'll start with my pinky. We're going to do our creme. Okay, prep. Before you start the actual painting, make sure you have cleanup tools at your disposal so everything is ready, so you don't have to like mess around opening things while one of your hands is wet, or just do it carefully with, you know, a hand that might be dry. So for me, I like to have my cleanup brush out, uncapped and ready. I like to have my jar of acetone, and if you are so inclined, you can pour a little bit out in a small cup that you're never gonna drink out of, or you can be a risk taker like me and just go like this, but I would not recommend that as a beginner thing, because you know, you don't want to drop your brush in your acetone. That's just kind of what I end up doing, but I'm gonna pour a little bit. We'll do some shots. That is a joke. Do not drink acetone. Don't drink the acetone. It's also not good to leave acetone exposed. I know, I live dangerously. Paper towel. You leave your paper towel on the floor, right? Just laying on the floor. I usually just kind of fold that up so I have a little piece. And yes, Menchie is still behind me. Like, she's right there. Hey, Menchie. Hi. She's chilling. So I have my paper towel out. I use that to wipe in between. And then one more thing I do want to raise as an option. It's not something that I do, but it could be helpful to you. Is using protective peel or another liquid latex barrier. There's other nail art products like this that are designed to help you get messy paint on your skin, essentially, and then peel it off. So I'm gonna do one nail with that, even though I don't really need to, just to kind of to demonstrate it's an option. However, I understand that the challenge of being able to apply this product is kind of the same challenge that people are presented with when they're trying to paint their opposite hand. You still need to be able to stabilize to paint this on your skin. So this is Protective Peel from HOLO Taco. It's a liquid latex product. And the point is, I just don't want it to focus on that, that you paint this on your skin around your nail, so that when you go ahead and paint your nail and you get it around the cuticle, which is like common for people, you can just peel it off. However, you still need to be able to paint this around your nail properly and not get it on your nail. So I get it. I know this isn't like the perfect solution because, you know, you still need to be able to paint this with some precision. But it might be something that is helpful if you are like very messy. I would think more people use this for like gradients, like nail art and stuff. But I just want to show you as an option. I'm only going to do it on the one nail. What can you use if you're allergic to latex? There's other products I've seen from like Born Pretty and such, where you can get these sleeves, or they're like stickers that you stick onto your, like around the skin. I don't think they work as well, just in the sense that they kind of ripple up like a sticker, as opposed to being painted on where you can put it literally exactly where you need to. So the shape isn't always right, but that product is available.
What can you use if you are allergic to latex?
Gotta get my tweezers out. The tweezers is what I use to help assist peeling off the protective peel when it's dry, so that I'm not getting my other mani messy, right? So the protective peel, ooh, got a Menchie hair, is pink when it goes on, but it's starting to dry and it turns a little bit more translucent. So usually I would recommend waiting for it to kind of dry before you begin, because you want to be able to peel it off. It's just like a protective measure you can take as an option, but I understand it's like maybe not the most useful hack if just painting it on is going to be the struggle in the first place. So you can use Scotch tape too if you're allergic to latex. Yeah, I've seen that too. The struggle with Scotch tape is that it doesn't really form nicely around your cuticle, and you're going to end up with little squares around, but or like little corners, because it's not very flexible. But it is possible for sure. What about using a peel-off base coat? I would not recommend that if you're thinking about like peely base. I've tested it before for, you know, products that have basically the same ingredients as peely base. It doesn't really work in this fashion. But you could try glue. However, I am not gonna recommend using glue on your skin for legal reasons at this stage in my career. Oh my god, I just love tea. I've seen folks use petroleum jelly with a brush as a barrier. Yes, Amanda, I've seen that too. Petroleum jelly, aka Vaseline. You could spread that around your skin if you wished, and then it would be easier to wipe off the paint. However, my concern with that one is that when you spread it around on your nail, because Vaseline is like so spreadable, it just kind of gets everywhere. Sometimes it's more likely that you're gonna pick that up in your brush, or you're gonna smush it into your paint, and then you have Vaseline in your nail polish. So you don't want that either. So it's kind of like a balance and what works for you. How do you shave down your other hand? What do you mean shave? Like file? I don't shave my other hand. What? File it? I file it like with a nail file, like this. I filed it yesterday. You know, I use a glass nail file. Oh, I think these nail files are almost gone, by the way. This will be a special edition nail file. It's the red to white one. Came out in the holidays. Anyone else having a big deja vu moment? Why? Did I do this like 6 years ago? Maybe. It's possible. Rubber cement has strong fumes. It could cause a reaction on skin. Who's using cement? Did someone suggest using cement? I do not recommend using cement. What? Okay, so protective peel is dry. It dried a few minutes ago. You can see it's like light colored now. So we're gonna start with green screen, which is a creme. And I gotta move this around so I can paint. Sorry, my setup is normally the other way because I'm used to doing things with my normal hand. So this is kind of like messing up my how I do things here. Anyways, we will figure it out. We'll focus on this nail. Alright, that's the closest we're gonna get. I just changed it to manual focus so it's not gonna go out of this focus. We're gonna go in with the creme using the same technique. Actually, no, sorry, I lied. I'm gonna purposely mess up this nail and I'm gonna paint it on protective peel. I am exaggerating for the purposes of demonstration. I wouldn't normally paint like this, but... So while the goal is to try, you know, and start at the cuticle, sometimes you, whoops, you go past the cuticle. All right, let's just say that was, you know, not the best job, not an even coat either. I was kind of like messing it up a little bit. Now, I think the question people have when they're using protective peel, this is kind of like a sidebar conversation, but important, you know, for nail artists or people who want to use it for nail artists, is like, when do you peel this up? Generally, it is best practice to peel up the protective peel right after you've put paint on it. Because if I let this first coat dry, which I would normally do when I'm just painting my nails with cremes, you know, I might paint 2 to 3 coats of cremes, leaving a few minutes between drying. The paint on this is gonna start to dry and crack up. And then when I go to peel it off in like 10 to 15 minutes from now, it might actually crackle and fall back into my manicure, or it might be harder to kind of separate and peel off the divide. So best practices is normally to peel off protective peel right after you've done painting. However, that means that we don't have the protection on the second coat. So it's kind of a balance of like, what do you want more? There isn't really a right answer in a way you must do it. Like, I'll just leave this here and continue with my second coat, but you might see like a couple green flakes flake off because we'll have waited 10 minutes or longer. Anything that gets on your skin, you can just scrub off lightly in the shower. It usually comes off for me while I'm washing my hair. When it floods the cuticle, that's a pain. Yeah, Paige, I know what you mean, and some people say, I don't understand why you do all this. Just pick it off in the shower. I don't know about you, but I don't like shower immediately after I paint my nails necessarily. So I kind of want my manicure to look good as soon as I've done painting it. Sometimes I take pictures, I post it on Snapchat or Instagram. So I don't really think that that is like the only solution you should rely on. It can help. But also like picking at your skin is never a good idea. I think people underestimate how much picking at your skin, whether it's in the shower or not, can actually cause more damage to the cuticle. Now, if you don't give a shit, then I don't give a shit. I'm just saying that people often come to me asking me like, how do you have such nice cuticles? Why does your skin look so good? Like, my cuticles are nasty. Sometimes it might just be caused by picking at the skin. It could be biting at the skin. And if you pick off polish around the cuticle, you're more likely to cause little tears in the skin that you don't really realize. So my advice would not be to pick around your skin. It just comes off. You don't have to scrub. I don't think that's totally true. Like, I've had paint on my skin too, and I kind of have to pick it off. It's easier to come off in water, but you're still kind of picking at it. But hey, you know, if you want to pick at your skin in the shower, that's fine. It's just not something that I really suggest doing. I much prefer to try and get the painting down pat and have the polished look once I'm done painting. And also the other point Paige raised, that even if you're like, and you're planning to pick it off in the shower, you can't pick out of your cuticles. If it floods your cuticles, you're kind of screwed. So since I definitely waited long enough there, I'm gonna go ahead with my second coat. See, I am kind of naturally shaking a little, so that's good. Good for demonstration purposes. All right, okay, so I've got my two coats on. I just painted that one on normally. Now I'm gonna go ahead and peel. Using tweezers helps you not like muck it up also, so precision, you know, think, what would Meredith Grey do? So I'm just gonna go ahead and peel that off. And that is one way you can help protect your skin to get the cleanest liner on your cuticle. However, I do appreciate that it requires precision to paint this on in the first place. So I'm not gonna show that technique on all my nails, but it is an option. So there we go, one nail down. On my other hand, 4 to go. Grace comes back next week. It does? Oh, finally. Finally. What season of Grays are you on? Whatever they left off at. They finished with the season that was post-COVID, and they had to add a disclaimer at the front that was like, this season of Grey's Anatomy depicts a version of events that is post-COVID in the world that we hope we achieve, or whatever. Thank you, David. Celebrating a new job by buying more HOLO Taco polishes. My boss loved my lavender with scattered hollow and polar princess. Awesome. You're getting a promotion now with that manicure. Oh, dang. You thought Grey's Anatomy ended? Nope. It's literally like the show that never ends. Okay, next we're going to go in with Mint Money. Why did I just look? Like, I know the name. This is a frosted metal formula, and someone brought up on the last live stream a really good point, that the frosted metal HOLO Taco formula is actually pretty easy to work with for a beginner because it's forgiving. You're not going to see brush strokes in it because it's full of a bunch of like little flakies. So it kind of disguises if you didn't paint the straightest line. You just have to like metallic foil finish. So I'm going to go in and use the combination of the two techniques we explored at the beginning of this lesson. So a combination of my left hand is down pat, it's stuck to the table, and then my right hand kind of pulls from under. A little bit of finessing at a time. Frosted metal formula will take a couple coats. It's always recommended to build up in thin layers to get the maximum metallic mirror effect. Don't gloop it on. Trust the process. The Simpsons is the show that won't stop? Yeah. I never really was a loyalist of The Simpsons. I watched it all the time growing up because it was just on all the time. But, I didn't follow the story for 20 years, if you know what I mean. I will be waiting for a nail polish to be named Forgiving. That's a really good name. I'm going to write that down. Thank you. Barbara is mad. Or just Forgiven. How about just Forgiven? I like that. I don't know what color it is, but now I want it. I just joined the stream. What are we doing? We are painting our other hand. Yeah, doing tips and tricks on how to paint your other hand. Unfortunately, it seems like you just missed the most interesting piece of information, which has blown the minds of a few people in chat, that there is a different way to paint your other hand than most people expect. You'll have to go back and watch this as a VOD. Where's Menchie? She's right here. Menchie! How is your rash doing? It's rashing up. It actually started exploding again a few days ago. Great. Great, I love it. I didn't even clean the house. Okay, I'm gonna do my second coat of frosted metals using the two techniques, anchoring the main hand and maneuvering the painted hand. And if you recall from lesson 1, I'm also being very mindful of where the brush is going near the cuticle. You don't want to shove it up the cuticle because you don't want it to flood. And then wrapping the tip, which was covered in Nails 101. We will be doing 3 coats of this one. Imagine there was a rash that made you have to stop painting your nails. Oh my god. I don't know what I would do. I would die, obviously. There was a period where I was scared that I was allergic to nail polish, but that was just me catastrophizing. You know, you always think the worst. But no, nail polish and acrylates and monomers that are related to acrylates. I don't know. The science terms for stuff that goes in nail polish was tested on my back when I went through a bunch of dermatology investigations. If you guys remember on socials, I like posted my back covered in like 92 different tests. I was literally a science experiment for an entire week. It was awful and uncomfortable. But thanks to that experiment, we did rule out nail polish. Or the dominant ingredients in nail polish. Imagine if you ended up being allergic to nail polish. I know. I was ready to just like give up on life. But I really needed the scientific confidence to know that that was not it. Like, I was like, I am not sleeping. I am not stopping calling a dermatologist until I figure that out. Yeah. I got the same test. I'm allergic to gold. Oh my god. Really? Damn, Hannah. I mean, like, silver is superior anyways. It's prettier than gold. So. Any plans for a HOLO Taco jelly formula? I don't know. You guys can't use super chats to just like get information out of me. Okay? That's not how this works. Super chat to tell me how cute Menchie is. That is what I expect. Okay, we're gonna paint the third and final coat of Mint Money. Notice how like I kind of naturally shake a little bit when I begin painting and then it kind of stabilizes. I don't know what that is. That just kind of happens. Maybe that happens to you. Like once I anchor the brush to the nail, then for some reason my hand is able to just not shake. I don't know. It's like once you make contact, it can be more solid. Thank you, Hannah. My B-Day party is tomorrow and the theme is glitter. Ooh, which is the best blingy reflective HOLO Taco combo? I'm thinking gift receipt with rainbow snow. Yes, I think so too. I think rainbow snow is definitely probably like a showstopper because it sparkles all the rainbows if under like a phone flash, but then from far away, you know, like you can see that it's like glittery. So I definitely think going with a glitter polish is a good one. You could do gift receipt and then rainbow snow on top just to get that blingy, like metallic underfoil, and then rainbow snow on top. I love that. Oh yeah, how about a true mirror chrome? Guys, stop. What did I just say? How do I refund you? I don't think YouTube will let people get refunds. If I could click refund, I would.
Oh yeah, how about a true mirror hungry face?
Okay, let's move forward with chameleon coat on our middle nail. Summerbell says, I'm sorry. It's okay. You can come back to class. You're allowed back. Oops, I didn't shake this. I like to shake up the multi-chromes a little bit. You can't. I am gonna stop you guys. I am gonna refund you guys. YouTube, please implement the ability for me to reject a super chat. Why doesn't that exist, right? Like, don't I have the right as a patron to reject a customer? I guess not. Do not abuse super chats to ask for information from HOLO Taco, because I'm not gonna give it to you, and then you're gonna feel like you didn't get your money's worth. We are feeling the green today. Yep. She won't be bribed, folks. Exactly. I will not be bribed. I am strong. All right. Going in with chameleon coat. This is the multi-chrome. So multi-chromes are probably one of the trickier formulas for someone first painting their nails to work with. And that's because it's a formula that needs a little bit of finessing, because it's a chromatic base. Like, the pigments in it are more reflective. So when you have something that's a little bit more chromy, brush strokes are more obvious. That's just always going to be the case. You cannot change that. It's all about how you apply it and then just trying to perfect it over time. So I recommend doing 2 to 3 coats of a multi-chrome, painting it how you would normally paint it, and then doing one final coat just for the purposes of smoothing out the brush stroke. So even if like you paint a little sideways or whatever on your first or second coat, that's not the end of the world with a multi-chrome, because you're just trying to get like the pigment and the coverage. But on your final coat is where you got to really pay attention and make it like smooth and straight so that you don't have sideways brushes. I mean, unless you want sideways brushes, I don't care. But same thing with a frosted metal formula. I generally recommend any special effects formula start out with thin coats and build them up. Don't load them on too thick. So going in here. I didn't put enough on my brush. Okay, now I want to show you what I mean by brush strokes, because on the first coat you're gonna see them. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so first coat of a multi-chrome, you see the brush strokes. See how I kind of like squiggled sideways? Obviously there's not like enough coverage yet because we're just on the first coat, but you can see the brush strokes being kind of like looped around a little bit. That is something that is trickier for people who aren't used to like painting super straight lines. So this is a technique that does need to, you know, practice over time. But I do think you can not really care about the brush strokes on coat 1 or 2. It's really on the third coat that matters. Hey, Simply, can you do... Or, sorry, I missed that. One sec. you have any recommendations for people with really short nails? Maybe do a stream where Ben paints his nails. Yes, at some point in the future, I hope that Ben will volunteer me his nails and we will absolutely do a short nail stream. I recognize that my nails, even on my other hand, are longer than average, so there are going to be a little bit different techniques. It's hard for me to demonstrate something on my nail length for nails of a different length, so I feel like I'm just gonna hold all that information and save it for when I have a hand model on deck who actually has short nails, because it's one thing for me to just like tell you something, so hold on for that. At some point in the future that will take place. It kind of looks like Slytherin. Yes, it's Slytherin. Is there a reason why you're doing one nail at a time instead of doing one coat on each finger and going back to going back after it dries? Yes. Normally in my day-to-day life, I would do like one coat, one coat, one coat, one coat, one coat, and then second coat, second coat, second coat, second coat. But I felt like the discussion would be better captured or structured if we talked about each formula at a time. And it also gives me time to just like look at chat and, you know, talk to you guys while we're still working with the same formula. So I am giving enough time, a dry time between the first coat and the second coat, because I'm just like talking so much. But yeah, for you and your normal nail painting routine, unless you're hosting a live stream and talking at the same time, you would just go first coat, first coat, first coat, first coat, and then it's back to the start. How is Ben doing? He's good. Thank you guys. He is good. He is downstairs. Is he making me tea? I don't know. I did finish my tea. But Ben is also, I believe, watching the news. There's a lot going on in Ottawa today. Well, there's been a lot going on in Ottawa for 22 days. But today especially, so. Yes, I am trying to ignore it all and paint nails instead, because that is, you know, mental health, etc. Ben is doing taxes? No, he is not doing taxes. Wait, is it tax season soon? I think so. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and paint my second coat of chameleon coat. Not caring as much about straight brush strokes. I often say that mint mojito is perfection bottled, and I will use it monthly chat to say that every month. I'm heartbroken it wasn't picked. I'm sorry, Procrastination, one of our mods, who just wasted her free membership chat on that to tell everyone that mint mojito is the best. I do love mint mojito on its own. It's stunning, but it just didn't fit this like rich green vibe, you know? It's like a pastel little baby. But yes, I love that one too. Okay, second coat of chameleon coat, which was on the lowest 10 HOLO Taco sales of 2021. How rude. Okay, and I just got a little bit on my finger, thankfully. See a tiny little bit in the crease, so I'm gonna go ahead, take my cleanup brush. Gonna dip it in my acetone. And then before I use this directly on my nail, I like to just let a little of it escape so it's not loaded, because I don't want to load the acetone and have the acetone flood into my nail and then eat it. That sounds scarier than I actually mean. So now I'm also using my non-dominant hand to basically write. So I'm tracing that. But see, same technique for painting. I'm stabilizing this hand, this is like writing with your opposite hand, okay? That's like using a cleanup brush with your opposite hand. I'm trying to be ambidextrous today. But I've completely stabilized and flattened this hand on the table, which does help you do this. And you can do the same kind of pull away technique. Just pretend there's more mess on my skin. Like I could just pull away with my right hand and leave this cleanup brush in place and then pull. So you can do that as well. Same as the paintbrush painting technique. a little trickier to do if you're circling around the cuticle, but like this. I didn't really need to do that. I was just doing that for show. But till we get a free membership chat every month. This is the best possible use of it. What? What's the best possible use of it? Just saying this is the best possible use of it? Thank you, Peggy. Can you wait too long to start painting color on a nail after a base coat? Good question. So what I would not recommend doing is painting a base coat, going about your day, doing laundry, whatever, and then proceeding to paint the color. Because at that point, you've probably gotten little fluffies in the nail. You might have not chipped, but like smudged it by accident. And maybe you got some water in it. And those are things you don't want in between your base coat and your nail polish, especially like cat hair, dog hair, fluffies of life. So I generally recommend, as long as you haven't gone and like, you know, expose your hand to dust or whatever other elements, there probably is not too long of a time period that you can wait. It's just really unlikely that someone's gonna paint their base coat, sit there and not move for 8 hours. Like, no one does that, right? People get up, they go do things. So I'd recommend finishing your manicure, putting on that Glossy Taco and letting it dry before you go do things. But then again, like if you're watching a stream, you paint your base coat and then you just forget and you've just been sitting at your computer for 2 hours and not moving or getting fluff or paper towel fluff into your base coat, then you're probably fine to go ahead and paint your color on, even though it's been 2 hours. You know what I mean? It just depends what you do in between. Thank you, Amanda. I love this nail polish. It's the only brand I use. Can you tell us a little about cuticle nail care? So I do want to do a completely different stream for nail care. So I'm going to save that for later because cuticle and nail care is like a whole ass topic on its own. But generally speaking, nail oil is my best advice. I will cry if Chameleon Coat ever gets discontinued. It's my favorite multichrome. I know, Kelly, but data, man. It's tough when you have data. Here's Tanae. Hello to my fellow grad student socks who's watching while writing their thesis or dissertations. How many people in the chat are writing their master's thesis right now on nail painting theory? Criminological nail painting theory. It's the sociology of nail deviance, painting with your opposite hand. It's just not normal. What is normal? What is abnormal? Let's deconstruct the social values. Oh, I miss school. I'm watching instead of writing my thesis. Stop stressing me out. I'm sorry, Courtney. I'm abusing my free super chat to try and bully you for info when everything Taco is gonna drop. No, B, no. Actually, that one's not that bad. I could kind of tell you. It's next. I'll just put it that way. Everything Taco is next. You didn't even pay for that. You used a free members super chat. A benefit that YouTube gives you if you become a channel member. Okay, we're going in with our third coat of Chameleon Coat. And this is the one, so I've built up coverage, like it's looking fine, honestly. But I do like to do a third coat just to make it super opaque. And it gives me that last opportunity to do as straight as bristle strokes as possible. Another tip I can give for multichrome specifically is the last coat that you do can be a little bit thicker, just like this much thicker than the ones you did before. And that will help you get like the most even floating layer. So remember in Nails 101 the first lesson, we talked about floating the polish, floating the Glossy Taco. That's kind of what I do with my third and final coat of multichrome, because I'm just trying to get like a smooth chrome. What sound effects did I just make? I don't know. go back in for a little dip. Just gotta get the side. And get the tip. All right. So this one is gonna be like a practice thing. I am sorry to report, but I will zoom in. I said, oh, there we go. All right, so that's the third coat of chameleon coat, but I'm just emphasizing this because you are gonna see there's like brush streaks a little bit. They're mostly straight though. Like they mostly look like they're coming from the cuticle up to the tip. And some of this is just always gonna happen, but you just wanna minimize the amount of them going in like a weird direction, right? So there you go. But that's 3 coats, with the third coat being slightly thicker. And in case you're new to multi-chrome polishes, yes, that is the same polish. It just kind of changes in the light. So at one angle, you see it very green, and at the other angle, it's looking more like an army kind of olive color. Very cool. What an underrated polish. How dare the data? Tea? I'm getting tea. Tea time. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks, man. Do you mind taking this? Oh, it's hot. I know. Do you mind taking that one? Here's my tea. There's a lot of milk in it. Wait, is this oat milk? Okay, thank God. This is very steep though, eh? Did you leave it steeping for like 20 minutes and forget? No? Ben. This tea looks weird, I'm not gonna lie, but like it's really good. It's colored by oat milk. Ooh. Almost spilled in class. I kind of feel like I want to do another coat of frosted metal. I don't know if it's just this lighting or I kind of missed the sides of my nail. Oh no, I definitely just didn't pay attention to the sides of my nail. The one thing about streaming and like filming this is that I'm so focused on head-on shots and like painting for head-on, but in reality I like end up having to do more of this to paint the sides because my nails are naturally curved, which may not be the case for most of you, especially if you have shorter nails. You don't really have to deal with that. But yeah, I think I generally end up missing the sides of my nails whenever I'm painting, like for camera. So just gonna intentionally focus on the sides. There we go. I think the somewhat sheer look kind of works for frosted metals. Yeah, I've seen people just use like one coat on a naked nail. It's really nice. I personally prefer the really packed blingy look, but you know, whatever. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want. Thank you, April. Love your streams. Can you tell us where Menchie's donut bed is from? I put it on my Amazon faves page, but the rainbow version, I believe. And if not, you can find these beds on Amazon. If you just search like fluff beds, you'll see what I mean. There's like a bunch of listings. I think the original we actually got at a pet store, but then I realized you can find them all on Amazon. What would one coat of mint money look like over green screen? It would probably look really nice, like a silvery foil flake with a hint of tinted green. So for the frosted metals, that's predominantly a silver flake in a tinted jelly, which gives it that kind of pastel green color. But if you paint it over a opaque color and you only paint one coat, drank the hot tea too fast. If you only paint one coat of a frosted metal over top of a more pigmented color, you're probably just going to end up seeing the silver foil flakes, because you do need a few coats of this jelly by itself to layer and show you the hue that it, you know, has at its core. But it's a very faint jelly. By jelly, I mean like it's transparent, right? Like it's see-through, but in the bottle, because there's so much of it, it looks green. But if I painted just one of these on one color, you'll probably just see silver. But I would like to reserve those kinds of questions and experimental theories for a future stream where we do more combos, which we've done in the past whenever we do like HOLO Taco, you know, launches or whatever. I'll move into swatch wheels and show you so many combos, but we can explore more of that. There's always more fun times to be had. Today, I would like to keep the class focused on the technique of painting our other hand. Now, where was I? Future combo stream. Yes, absolutely, Amelia. And yeah, Holo Combo wants a combo stream. Imagine that. Okay, next I'm going to take Everything is Pine, which was one of the holo glitters from the 2021 Christmas collection. She is a seasonal polish, so she hasn't been available since shortly after Christmas, whenever it sold out. But yeah, sorry, I'm a little itchy. My eye rash. Do you guys have Everything is Pine? Or did you not manage to pick it up this year? It's on our list of like the possibility to bring back around next holiday season, but it's hard to say now because it's only February, so who knows? Will the green glitters, these exact green glitters, be available? I don't know. About the glitters, don't they sell best during the holidays because that's when you come out with them? I mean, well, that's not totally true because we also monitor the sales of the holiday collection from 2 years ago and monitored when they picked up. And some of them picked up during the holiday season of last year and the year before, even though they were available all year round. So we do have data of having holo glitters exist all year round for 2.5 years. We're not just basing it and biasing it on this release, which was only available at the holiday season. Come on, guys. Come on. We know how to look at data. Okay, so the technique with glitter is thin coats and build them up. It's okay. The first coat is going to look patchy. That's literally just the formula. Sorry, that sounded terrible. Glitter formula and a jelly base. Anything that has a jelly base is going to be transparent on the first coat. That's just how it works. And you're going to have glitters showing up in different places. It's never going to be opaque because the point of a glitter formula is to build it up in thin coats so you get the dimension. So you have like, you have a glitter here, and then you have a glitter here. And then you have a glitter that kind of like covers both of them here on the third coat. And when you do that buildup of 3 coats, you get like the maximum dimension of looking at the different layers of glitter kind of overlapping each other. And in between the actual pieces of holo glitter, you have a jelly, like the wash of color, whether it's green like this one or black or whatever. But the technique of doing layers to build it is part of the design. It is by design. I feel like that's kind of a misunderstood element of glitter polishes. So I'm going in with my first coat, and it's going to be sheer intentionally. So I'm pushing back towards the cuticle a little bit and then dragging. Get that jelly covering the nail. Doing both techniques here. So where the glitters land is a little bit by chance, but don't be discouraged by the first coat of glitter. you need 2 to 3 coats to get it up there. You love the green. People are like changing their minds. Their favorite color is now green. Once this stream is over, your favorite color will be green. That's sheer, yeah. I mean, it's sheer compared to like a creme that has like super good coverage on the first coat. See how there's a little bit more glitter at the bottom? It's just kind of, that's where I first loaded my brush. But once you go back with the second and third coat, you get a chance to wiggle the glitter around. And as you kind of wiggle the brush with glitter, which is a little bit of a different technique than I would use with the multichrome, where I do not want to wiggle the brush, you can kind of wiggle and decide where the glitters will unload. It's like, I just want to wiggle you glitters off more in the middle of the nail on the second coat. I love the look of jellies. Yeah. Jellies has this magical ability to create dimension, and it really accentuates the hollow. Especially if it's like colored hollow like this. Like this is green hollow and silver hollow in a green jelly. It's beautiful. It's stunning. What did you do for your base coat? I do have smoothing base, so yes, I will not be able to peel this glitter off, but whatever. Occasionally, I'm okay with taking some acetone and tin foil and a cotton ball to take off glitter. That's how to take off glitter if you're not using a peely base. How do you become a member? A mod. Oh, there you go. Stream Elements just answered. Stream Elements is an automated bot in our chat. You can click that link that just showed up in the chat. Or you can hit the join button, but that's not available on all platforms or mobile for some reason. There is no join button. But if you're looking at YouTube on your desktop, you should see a join button under this video. Or you can just click the link. Yeah, and you can join the Sock Squad, which is the lowest amount YouTube would let me make it, or the Menchie Gang, which helps me with my monthly charity contribution. So every month we donate a portion of membership fees from the Menchie Gang to a charity. Last month we chose the Ottawa Hospital, which is my local hospital here, in support of healthcare workers and all this shit they've been through. And I haven't quite decided what's going to be this month's charity choice, but we still have 10 days to go. iOS really said no YouTube memberships for you. Yeah, I know. I think like for some reason on iPhones, you can't do it. They probably want to control all purchases through like App Store rules. I don't fucking know. But yeah, you're right. I was struggling with that yesterday when I was trying to test it because I was subscribing, or I was becoming a member of my own channel through my other accounts just to test alerts. And I kept having trouble figuring it out on mobile. So I hear you. It's hard to find on mobile unless you click that link. You can click that link that shows up in the chat occasionally, or if you do !join in this chat, it will automatically give you that link, and then you can pick which tier you want to join. Welcome, Carol Teaches Math to the Menchie Gang. I like your name. Carol Teaches Math, Simply teaches nails. Do we have any other teachers in the chat? Teachers in the chat, show yourself and tell me what you teach. I'm curious. We've got math. Music teacher? Oh, a few music teachers. Special ed. English teacher, preschool, social studies. I teach my cat tricks. Perfect. That's, that's teaching. It's fine. Parents are kind of like teachers. Yeah. Elementary math, primary teacher, kindergarten. Holy, shout out to all the teachers. Yeah, you guys deal with so much shit. That's what our mod said, Katie, but I absolutely agree. People, not just kids, but people are hard to teach. I got a job at a kindergarten and I'm going to continue to school, become a grade school teacher. Awesome. history and family studies, math, social, librarian, psychoeducation. Teachers are underpaid. Yep. Customer service. Yeah. That's funny. It's like teaching your customers sometimes. Yeah. Thank you, every teacher in the chat, for all your hard work and everything you do. Such a hard job. The patience required to be a teacher, holy shit. I mean, I've never been a formal teacher. I've been a teacher's assistant, I guess, if that counts. And I've also like trained people at work, but I've never actually been like a teacher. But yeah, even the minimal experience I have in teaching people and tutoring students in university, I tutored like first and second year psych for a few years when I was in fourth, or maybe once I was in grad school. I liked it, but I also just don't have confidence in myself being the best teacher as I'm teaching this lesson on how to paint your nails. Okay, we're going in with the second coat of the glitter, and I do want to show you my little wiggle. So I'm just wiggling a little bit. Wiggle where you want more glitters to unload. Little wiggle. And then I'm just gonna smooth that out. That was pretty good coverage. More than I expected on the second coat. I do want to do a third coat just because dimension, baby, dimension. But I'll show you what that second coat turned out as. Look at that. See? You just got to have confidence. The first coat had a lot of, open space, open field, but we are slowly planting our hollow crops. So on the third coat, as I'm evaluating, I could go a little bit closer to the cuticle. I kind of missed a little bit of depth and opacity at the cuticle, so I'm going to focus on that on the final coat. And then I think at the tip too, I'll do another proper wrapping of the tip. But wow, damn, I love hollow glitter. Guys, I love hollow glitter. Every time I use hollow glitter, I am reminded about how much I love hollow glitter. Welcome, Kelly, to the Menchie gang. We are happy to have you. You really love that formula? I know, me too. Yes, the green, the sparkles, the jelly. It looks very Christmassy or money. You know what? I've never really thought about this as looking like money. Kind of does. Like Canadian $20 bills are hollow. Did you know that? They're green and hollow. Not really this green. They're more of a muted green. It's more like if Matcha Maker was a hollow. That's what Canadian $20 bills look like. Hollow puts Chris in a good mood. Exactly, Ari. Honestly, I needed this because I've been in another kind of mood. Jade Gem vibes, but better. Yes, we love it. You have hollow in your bills? Yeah, you never seen a Canadian dollar bill? Not dollar bill, sorry. We don't have dollar bills. We have loonies and toonies and then $5 bills. Thank you, Sogno, 3-month Menchie Gang member. I'm a Montessori primary teacher. I respect you for so many things, but I've always appreciated your support for education. It's so important. Thank you. I've always been some form of an advocate for education, which was never really my plan, but it just happened that way. And it's because I was first starting off my channel when I was finishing my master's degree. So I was heavily into school when I started heavily getting into nails. And although I have since finished my master's degree and am obviously no longer in school, I really care about education because I feel like it has been an important part of my personal life, but also I feel like in the internet influencer world of YouTube and celebrity digital stars, the importance of education has been drastically overlooked because of the types of people who are on the platform who didn't necessarily need education to get there, which is fine. But what happens is the people consuming social media aren't necessarily all, on the pathway to becoming social media stars who didn't necessarily need education. These are more average people, if you want, who are trying to, secure careers in different things, some of which may need education. So I don't know. I kind of felt like it was my personal responsibility to remind people that education is also an option other than becoming a famous celebrity on the internet. Or you can do both, whatever. But I like backup plans, but hey, that's just me. Would you ever get a PhD? I don't know. I applied and got accepted. But then I got a permanent job offer at Statistics Canada and just decided that I was kind of tired. But I don't know. It's not really on my life path right now. Maybe choose education as this month's donation. There's no such thing as donating too much to anything, but I have proportionally, based on all the donations and, causes I've given to in the past 7 years, education has been a big proportion of it, including the scholarship we just donated to last year, which was $100,000. That was to the Carleton University scholarship that will allow students to get a scholarship every year for the rest of time. There's more on that in a podcast if you care about that one. But yeah, just recently there was like a lot invested into education, so I don't think I'm going to choose education again this month. I have not decided yet. I got to figure out. You could be Dr. Simply. Yeah. I could be a doctor. I'm just a master. No one with their master's degree refers to themselves as master. I'm joking. That would be very strange. Okay, I'm going to paint on the third coat. Third coat. Just going to tap back into the cuticle just a little bit without getting glitter in there. Super random, but where do you get your mugs? From David's Tea, from my tea link. Someone put !T in the chat, and you will see my Simply's Picks page, including the mug I'm using right now. So just smoothing it out, and I'm focusing the tip. I like how I have to like move my entire body over to like look under my nail. I'm like, what's under there? Are we getting there? There we go. Yeah, there's my tea links. There's a US page and a Canadian page. You have to click on the right page for your country. But yeah, I put my favorite picks there for tea, and you can get 10% off if you buy 4 or more of my picks from that page. But here we go. That's 3 coats. We did a perfect job, guys. We are getting better. Going to a local tea shop. What tea should I try? I like mixing teas. That's me. But I also like mixing lots of things, like nail polish and hollow. Mixing things together is my thing. I like mixing a rich black tea, like a traditional tea, whether it's like a breakfast tea or Earl Grey tea. Actually, not really Earl Grey. I usually go for like a breakfast tea and mix it with a vanilla tea, a maple tea, something that has flavor, because I like a little bit of flavor, but I want the rich breakfast blend as well. Yeah, or you could look for a classic green tea. Kind of depends on what type of tea you think you like. Welcome, Christopher, to the Menchie Gang. Irish breakfast tea, very underrated. Right, the one I enjoy often is called Irish breakfast tea. Now that I think about it, why is it Irish breakfast? I always thought it was like a British breakfast. Why is Irish breakfast tea called Irish breakfast? Only Irish people may answer. Go. Are there any Irish people in the chat? Why do you have your own very specific tea that we consume worldwide? Like, why is it called Irish breakfast? That's actually a good question. I don't know. Aaron Murphy, you're Irish. Explain your tea then. Why is it called Irish breakfast? It's more astringent than British breakfast. Interesting, really? Is that why? Does that mean stronger? Or like, I think that means acidic, right? English and Irish breakfast are different teas. Huh. Because yeah, English breakfast is a common tea, but Irish breakfast, I don't know. Yeah, good question. I don't know. And you thought I was a tea expert. Irish breakfast is Darjeeling and Assam. So I know what Assam is. Okay, so it must be like the type of tea leaf, eh? It's probably a very specific tea leaf difference, but that's interesting, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and paint my thumb. Whoop. Hello. Hello, I'm wearing sweatpants. So thumb positioning for optimal results is like, let's hook it on. Don't mess up your other hand, your other nails underneath. So I'm just being cognizant of where under here there's like a metal bar and just trying not to touch it. So I kind of curl these fingers in a little bit. Come in as much as I can. Welcome, Jenny May Wright. And we're gonna use green taffy, which is a linear hollow. The feedback I've received from new people to HOLO Taco suggests that the linear hollows are really easy to work with. So there's not really much notes to take in terms of tricks and tips and tricks for using this formula. Like our linear hollows, if I can say so, because we developed them this way, are pretty opaque in the first coat. You normally don't need more than 2 coats unless it's like maybe one of the pastel colors. But the rainbow ones, no more than 2 coats, which makes it easy and kind of satisfying to go on. So let me just, is this gonna focus on my thumb? Thumb focus, there we go. Okay, locked the focus there. And we're gonna go in with green taffy, which is the green linear hollow. If you have to dip again, that's fine. Just make sure you work quickly. Don't forget the tip. All right, that was a pretty good first coat. Guys, look at that. We are getting better with every nail. See, that's what practice does, y'all. I love working with the linears. They apply like silk and are such a great consistency. Thank you, Cece. I love hearing that feedback. But yes, we designed the linears. Well, my first goal with the linears was like, I need maximum hollow, obviously. And then the second goal was really good coverage and vibrancy of the color. So like if we're doing a green hollow, it needs to be like really fucking green for the original linear rainbow collection. You know, we've since moved into pastels and whatever. But I want it to be colorful, vibrant, really pigmented, but also hollow. And then the third goal, which was still equal to the other goals, but I'm just kind of enumerating them, is really good coverage and applying like silky smooth butter. So I feel like if you're new to nail painting, a linear hollow, which stands for a linear holographic, is very easy to kind of figure out how to paint with because you get really good coverage, so you don't need to like worry about how many coats to get it, you know, to the point where you need it to be. But it also goes on super smooth. You don't really have to wiggle anything around. And it looks fucking cool. Hold on, I get you my phone flash and show you. Just in case you're like, what is a linear hollow, Christine? That is a linear hollow. You see that? That's called the HOLO THERE. Or flame. Some people say the flame, the flash, the flare, the flame. But you see the rainbows kind of travel the second you put an iPhone flash on it. But this is just one coat. And I will say that all of our linear all of our pigmented linear hollows, the ones with like bright colors, have the same degree of coverage. When you move into pastels, it's going to be a little bit lighter. Need a couple more coats, but thank you, Leanne. I've just recently started doing my nails and nail care. Your tips have helped me so much. HOLO Taco is the only brand I have so far, and I love it so much. Good. I'm so glad you're loving it. That's awesome to hear. Yeah. Not just sharing my nail polish with you, but also my tips, because I want you to have amazing nails. That's in one coat. Yes, this is one coat, although we are going to do two. Sometimes I do a second or third coat, not because like it needs it, but because it gives me the opportunity to go back into the cuticle and kind of even out a little bit of space I miss. And if I missed a little bit on the side, then I can be a little bit more thoughtful in that second coat. So don't villainize second or third coats out of principle. I know I've kind of done that myself with the whole like one coat black. But generally speaking, like it's good to go in with a second or a third coat because it gives you the opportunity to even out the edges of the nail and just like make sure everything's smooth and even. Linears are my all-time fave. I know, like you cannot go wrong with linear hollow. All right, second coat. Let's get that boat. Remember all the techniques. We've got the anchoring the left hand or anchoring the painting hand technique, and then moving and maneuvering the painted hand technique. Now I want to show you, I'm going to do a tiny bit of cleanup just to get that straight edge. See how like my cuticle isn't like completely straight? So I'm going to take my cleanup brush, dip it in a little bit of acetone, tap it off on the paper towel. And trace it just a little bit. There. This was like completely unstable. My hand is floating. Don't do that, but I'm trying to just demo that. I love how you get all your nail covered. Yeah, so that kind of comes with practice. But if you don't get your nail covered in the first coat, you got your second coat choice or opportunity. You got your third coat. You'll get it. Welcome, Carrie, to the Menchie Gang. Thank you for joining. I discovered HOLO because of you. Thank you, Christine Love from India. Thank you, Shriya, I believe, yes. I'm glad to hear it. That's such a unique color. I love it. I'm kind of living for this hand. Look at this green goblin. Now we're gonna go in with our Glossy Taco. Seal it all off. So, as we learned in Nails 101, you always got to finish your manicure with a nice coat of Glossy Taco, aka a quick dry top coat is my recommendation. If you want your nails to dry, be able to go do things later, and make them most resistant to chipping and have them last as long as possible, you need a quick dry top coat. There's just no option. That is one thing that I will not budge on. I mean, you can go ahead and like just go about your day like this without a top coat, but then you're gonna have dents in your nails. It's gonna peel off. It's gonna like start getting chipping. Well, not even chipping. Before it chips, you're gonna smudge it for sure. That's pretty much a guarantee. So I always recommend using a quick dry top coat to seal in your manicure. We need more purples like purple slushy, lavender syrup, lavender, and glittery purple. The rest look too blue or pink. Everyone wants one of their own color, eh? Some people ask for more green, some people say more purple, some people say more pink, some people say more reds. There's too many colors to do, guys. What are we gonna do? HOLO Taco is gonna have to exist for the next 50 years in order to do all the combos, all of the colors, and all the formulas that we want. Imagine not using a Glossy Taco. I know, imagine kicking those people out of class. Should we do a poll? You guys are gonna expose yourselves. Ready? Get ready to get exposed. This is a public class, okay? Hold on, I gotta type with one hand. Do you use quick? Oh my god, I am not quick in typing this with one hand. Do you use a quick dry top coat? We've got always, or I'll put a middle option. Sometimes. How about that? And like never. Oh, I can't spell. Only answer this question if you paint your nails. Obviously, the answer is no if you never paint your nails. So please, we're trying to... The sample selection should only be of those who paint their nails, okay? I don't have the ability to isolate that in chat. Imagine I did though. YouTube, come on, where's that feature? I need like a pivot table where I can just like uncheck.
Hi Simply, I love your videos. You have been such an inspiration to me. Heart, you have helped me so much with my nails, but now they are yellow and my mom wants me to bleach them. What should I do?
Zoe, thank you for your super chat. Your mom wants you to bleach your nails? Why? That's weird. Why would a person instruct another person to do something with their nails? Like using bleach. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know what it's like to be a parent. I think it's kind of weird to ask your kid to bleach their nails because they're yellow. But I will just say that yellow nails, unless they are related to an actual health issue, in which case you can talk to your doctor about that. But if they are a result of staining because of nail polish pigments, are not actually bad in terms of your health, other than the fact that, you know, if you don't like the color yellow. So I'm always pro yellow nails because of staining. Who cares? I paint them anyways. If you use bleach on yellow nails repeatedly and you keep painting your nails so your nails get more yellow and then you keep bleaching your nails, it's kind of like a vicious cycle. And in my personal experience, overusing bleach like that just to rid the color yellow will actually result in your nails becoming damaged over time, because bleach and those harsh chemicals are essentially like stripping good stuff from your nails and eating down at the fibers. It's not good if you're trying to grow out your nails. It's not good if you're trying to keep your nails stronger so that they don't break as much. But I don't know. I guess I'm not your parent, so I can't tell you what to do. Maybe you have to listen to your mother, but I also think that I would never order my child to do that. I don't know. Always keep them painted. Problem solved. Exactly. Thank you for answering my question. I will show her this footage. Oh no. Oh no, I don't know. I don't want to interfere in someone's parenting, but this is my personal opinion. Yep. You guys are clipping class footage and taking it home to your parents. I mean, I can't say I'm not proud of that in principle. Oh yeah, we forgot. Okay, we were gonna put something over green screen. Good point, good point. Okay, let me just close this poll. All right, do you use a quick dry top coat? 78% of you said always. Only 78%? This should be 99. 15% said sometimes and 7% said never. Okay, let's call this the entry poll. And in another 6 classes from now, I'll do the same poll. And this 7% better get down to like 0. We'll do the exit poll and you guys will have changed your ways. Hey, I'm not actually personally offended if you don't use a Glossy Taco or a quick dry top coat. Sorry, I'll speak English. However, if you don't use a quick dry top coat and then you wonder why your nails never dry or they chip easier or they get smudges or dent marks from going to sleep with your bed sheets, then this is why. So, you know, I'm just trying to help you. Why does 7% hate themselves? Why does 7% have a death wish for their nails? I don't know. Good question. So sorry, Mom. I like matte. Yeah, you can use a Glossy Taco and then a matte taco. That's what I usually do. Sorry, when I said glossy, I should have really just said like quick dry top coat. Like, it could be glossy or not. Barbara is mad. Do YouTubers have an impact of who advertises on their channel? No. I mean, yes and no. It's a bit more complicated than just no. But generally speaking, no, I can't pick whose ad just popped up when you clicked into this. I have no idea. And also, the ads you get on YouTube videos are based on advertisers targeting you based on your interest in search history. It's not based on me. It's based on you. Just like Google ads. When you're scrolling Google and you see ads for like nail polish all around, that's because you've been searching for nail polish on the internet. Not always, but you know, it is somewhat influenced by your history. Is there a slow dry top coat? Yes, it's from the dollar store. The shade. Okay. Before Glossy Taco, yes, chat, thank you for reminding me. We could do Celestial Lights, which is our newest green winter shimmer. Or we could do Galactic Unicorn Skin, which is the green unicorn skin. They are both iridescent toppers, but one is a flake, asymmetrical flakes. Menchie hair, no. And one is a finer shimmer. So we went over this at some point, but here, let's do a poll. Which topper? I need like a robot that will, you know, text to poll. Celestial, do not dent your nails because you do not have a Glossy Taco on. How's everyone doing? Are we learning? Do we feel like this has been helpful? And even if you're not learning, you just want to hang out. That's cool with me. People come to class all the time in university and not listen. All right, which topper? Celestial Lights or Galactic Unicorn Skin? Celestial Lights is the shimmer, more of a fine formula. Galactic Unicorn Skin is the flakes. You guys can pick. They are both greenish. However, over a different base, they might not be green. But over green, they will be green. If that makes sense. Iridescent does magical things. When will you release Scott Cake? Not jabbing for a date, I swear. Will it still have the same green undertone or will it be reformulated? So over time, anything with a metallic flake in it does kind of, what's the word? Not oxidize. Like a tarnishing, I think. Like silver over time kind of tarnishes. And that's just what's going to happen in things that have that kind of silver pigment in it. So there is really no way of reformulating that short of removing that pigment, but then it doesn't look like the polish anymore. You don't get a silver foil flake, which is kind of the point of that polish. I do find that you don't notice it once it's painted on the nail. You see it in the bottle, but it doesn't really show up on the nail because it just kind of like gathers in the top of the bottle in the jelly, but not on the nail. So I personally don't see it as that much of an issue. And I do think over time, a lot of different nail polishes are slightly gonna change a little bit of color, and you'll kind of see that around the top where it starts to separate. That's pretty normal. If you just kind of mix it around, then it can, you know, go back to what you first expected. But yeah, generally speaking, you gotta paint it on your nails and then decide. And I think that it's fine. Do both? No, you guys gotta pick. Oh, sorry, I didn't even answer your question. Yes, Got Cake is coming back at some point this year. I don't have a date, but it is coming back this year. Everything Taco will be coming back first, though. Who's winning? Celestial Lights at 57%. Okay, more people want Shimmer. If it was 50-50, I would do both. But, you know, the results are not too close to call. We do have a clear winner. Celestial Lights it is. That's fine. We're in a winter shimmers mood still, right? At least I am. So we'll put that. Gonna paint her over. Green screen. She will look green. Wow, that's nice. I like a good compliment. Green shimmer over a green creme. Beautiful, stunning. This mani goes out to all my green queens. All right, now we're gonna do the Glossy Taco. That 7% of you apparently never do. So we're gonna just convert those 7% right now. Quick dry top coat, always. I'm gonna skip this one for now. We'll come back to it because I just painted something on it. So you should never paint your Glossy Taco immediately after doing your last coat, right? I am a day one green queen. Yes, procrastination. I'm seeing tons of green hearts in the chat. What is this? Do you guys like green? I did not know this. The data does not suggest this. You are a vocal minority, it appears. The next thing I know, you guys are going to be yelling freedom for green. Okay. Let's get that Glossy Taco. So again, with the double technique, I can pull my nail down, my hand away, while keeping both hands stable. And wrap the tip. Oh wait, I forgot. The Glossy Taco. Wow, look at that frosted metal. Ooh, the shine. Also, a top coat is needed for like shiny. It brings out the hollow. How could I forget that? Convoy for green 22. Stop it, please. Wow, there are so many different green emojis. I did not even realize that. Thank you, Amarain. Went to Disneyland on Monday and painted my nails while waiting in line. Hey, I did that once. Am I a bad person for not letting some random person use my nail polish? Why? Someone asked you to use nail polish in the middle of the line? That's incredible. I wouldn't, like, really? Someone asked you? They're like waiting in line like, hey, can I borrow your polish? All right. Going in with Glossy Taco on Chameleon Coat.
Went to Disneyland on Monday and painted my nails whilst waiting in line. Am I a bad person for not letting some random person use my nail polish?
I go silent when I'm putting the Glossy Taco on because I want to be very careful that I'm floating it on. I'm getting all the edges. I'm getting the tip. Because that's how we're going to help make our polish last longer. In addition to the original steps I first articulated about, you know, my nails being more porous than the average person and doing proper nail prep, removing any oils, starting with a base coat fresh. But yeah, the Glossy Taco and properly sealing it off, getting it all around, not missing a spot is very important. I always forget how long painting nails takes. Yes, Septa, nail painting does take time. It does take patience. But a lot of people who paint their nails actually find that they enjoy nail painting because it's a stress removing, you know, activity. It's an art. It's like people who like doing art. They don't make art just because it's work, usually. A lot of people do art because they enjoy it. It, you know, relieves their stress, or it's just an activity they like to do, whether it's a hobby or for work. For me, this is my therapy, painting nails. All right, now I'm gonna put Glossy Taco on Everything is Pine, because everything is pine in the world, right? Yes. Nothing is wrong. Everything is pine. Now with hollow glitters, I'll usually do a second coat of Glossy Taco after like 5-10 minutes, because the first coat kind of sinks in a little bit to the heavy glitter. Glitter that is, you know, very dense, like our formula, tends to eat a little bit of top coat. It just kind of sinks down into the dimensions. So usually I'll add a second coat just so it ends up being more glassy finish, but you don't really have to. You only really need one coat, but I just like adding a second coat. And let's go back to my thumb. Guys, what's the thumbnail for this video? Fun fact, I take my thumbnails for these streams after I'm done streaming. I used to do it before, but then it became really hard to know what the thumbnail should be before I actually film the stream. So I was like, this doesn't make sense. So now I make the thumbnail after the stream is over. My thumbnails are very big, so I end up dipping the brush twice. There we go. Nice glossy coat. It's so satisfying. Welcome, Black Cat, who has upgraded their membership to the Menchie Gang. Menchie is happy to have you and other cats that wish to join. Only cats can join the Menchie Gang. We're enforcing it. Oh no, why am I closing this? Okay, we gotta do our pinky. With as large of a collection as you have, do you go in and shake your polishes to keep them from settling? I'm approaching 400 and I can't seem to keep up. There is really no need to shake your polishes unless you're about to use it. So I just let them settle. Nail polishes settle, especially those with heavier pigments in them, like glitter and hollow is a heavy pigment. This is just normal. I feel like people who don't really buy a lot of nail polish think that a nail polish is defective just because there's some separation. That has always happened to like every polish I've ever owned, has separated a little bit. Sometimes more, some special pigments do it a little bit more than others. But yeah, if I go to my shelf right now, like 80% of them will have visible separation, and it's fine. As long as I just go a little bit of shaking it, even if the outside of the bottle appears to show separation, the inside is often like mixed fine as long as you shake it a little bit. And then when you pull it out with your brush, you'll see that it's quite mixed up and looks totally fine. So I feel like that's kind of a misunderstanding. People judge a nail polish by, you know, how it has settled in separation on the exterior of the bottle. But if you just give it a little bit of shake and you pull out the brush, you'll see that in most cases, it's fine. And that's just from me having nail polishes for the last 20 years. That's my experience. Yeah, no need to waste your life every 2 weeks shaking a bottle of nail polish. Please don't do that. Okay, I'm gonna paint the final Glossy Taco on the Celestial green screen. Did I just, oops. I painted the hair, but it's fine. We're good, we're safe. We're safe from munchy hair. And yes, you do need a quick dry top coat over top of a shimmer topper or any specialty topper, because the shimmer itself is not a quick dry formula, it's just the pigment. So always remember that. A topper is not the same thing as a top coat. Green scream, I love it. These nails are green screaming. So do you constantly throw old bottles of nail polish away? No, I don't throw anything away. I keep all my polish. They're all good. Nail polish lasts. I mean, technically, cosmetics companies need to write a date range on it. I think 24 months is the date. However, in my personal experience in the last 10 years, I have never thrown nail polish out because it's gotten bad, except like very rarely if I've used up a polish a lot and like it's more than halfway done and I've left it open because I was throwing polish out to try and water marble with it, you know, then the polish gets kind of crusty and maybe I've thrown it out. But generally speaking, if you haven't used much of the polish, you've kept it sealed, you've kept it out of heat or direct light or the sunshine, and you haven't left it like the cap off for a long time, it's fine and it can last several years. If it does thicken up a little bit, just add a little bit of nail polish thinner. That is available at your local beauty supply store. Can you put polish thinner in Glossy Taco if it gets gloopy? Yes, you can put most nail polish thinners in Glossy Taco or any quick dry top coat. That does help thin it out. I've seen people do that as well. Is there anything you can do if the lid sticks to the bottle and you can't uncap it? A rubber glove. I've used a rubber glove. Put it on, like, you don't need to actually put it on, but you can just wrap the rubber glove around the top of the bottle and then twist. That might help open it. You can also run the top of the bottle under hot water a little bit. A little bit of heat will help like loosen the glass. I don't know, like the word. it'll give it a little bit of give and then you should be able to open it. Just don't open it under the running water. You know what I mean? Don't get water in the polish. Okay, oh, we got to do a final look. Look, I'm literally like this, trying to operate. All right, everyone.
What do you think? What do you think?
What do you guys think? We've got the greenest of nails. We painted our other hand successfully. We used our non-dominant hand to paint our dominant hand. And we did it without creating a huge mess. Now, I will say, obviously, I know that I have many years of practice. You expect that I'm going to do this well. So, of course, it might be more challenging for someone who doesn't normally paint their other hand all the time, who doesn't have the practice that I do. But I hope that I've given you guys a good number of solid tips that you can take and go apply at home, whether it's the technique of how to paint, how to use both hands to do it at the same time, or some of the cleanup advice that I gave you. Welcome, Zoe, to the Menchie Gang. Wicked. Thank you, Alyssa. Yes, it is wicked. Is the ring finger mint money? Yes. Let me just do a review of like what we use here today. Here. In case you are just joining, you are on Team Green. You don't get a choice. We're all Team Green today. Where did I put this? Okay. So on the thumb, we've got green taffy, linear hollow. Everything is pine, hollow glitter. Chameleon coat, multi-chrome. Mint money, it's a frosted metal. Ooh. Green screen, it's our creme formula. And that was topped with celestial lights, which is a greenish iridescent shimmer. If you put it over a different color, it may not look green, but over green, it still looks green. And then a glossy taco over top of all of it. And we used a smoothing base under it, but the type of base coat you choose is more of a personal choice based on your nail type and, you know, what you want to do with it. The sound of nail polish bottles clicking together is grade A ASMR, is it? Green is not the best color, but looks cute. I don't know about that, lol. If with your username is lol, can we trust you? They look so satisfying all next to you. Yeah. Oh, sorry, all next to each other. Yes, Katie. I'm a musician, yeah. I personally really like doing monochromatic Skittles. I've done this multiple times before. I might have done a combo like this in the past, I can't remember, where like I'll take all the pinks or all the blues and in different formulas, just kind of paint my nails in the same color. And then you kind of create this, you know, look that from far away, there's a lot of green going on. You can see like I'm in a green mood, but then close up, you really get to have fun with the different types of finishes. And if you're bored, you can just stare at each finish and revel at how different they are and how fascinating they are in their own way. It's a great way to kind of get accustomed to and learn different formulas as well. So if you guys have the same color in a bunch of different formulas, why not try something like this out? It's kind of fun. And maybe in a color that you didn't expect, like green. St. Patty's Day bundle of it all. That's a good idea. In the beginning, we didn't necessarily like have enough polishes to do a bundle of all the same color. And also doing so would really limit, you know, people's purchasing decisions if they don't like that color. Like if you hate green, why would you buy this? HT creams are amazing. I used Shady Navy the other day and bumped a nail before Glossy Taco and the self-leveling formula literally healed itself. Really? Damn, we're saving lives out there. Thank you, Aiden. I am very proud of our creme formula as well. So creme being like green screen. While it's not or was never HOLO Taco's specialty or mandate or purpose in life, it has turned into something that we've gotten pretty good at, I think, over the years, perfecting, improving, taking feedback, and mostly just expanding into this world because we realize that if we're gonna have so many toppers, unicorn skins, you know, HOLO Taco toppers and whatnot, you need something to put them over, and having an assortment of a good range of colored cremes is kind of fundamental, in addition to the fact that not all cremes are good cremes, right? So I'm hoping that we're making good, solid, opaque coverage cremes that are really good for two purposes. the more opaque the creme, the easier and better it is for nail art. If you do nail art or gradient, you know you want a more opaque creme, generally speaking. And for new people painting their nails, satisfying coverage, you know, in 1 coat or 2 coats, maybe 3 if it's like a lighter yellow or something, is always preferable. We don't want no 6 coat green cremes. How many people do the same color on all 10 nails? I've only done that 3 times in the past 3 years. I don't know. Cats over humans. I love your name, by the way. I do believe there's people in this world who paint their nails all the same color. That is the most normal thing to do. But I personally, clearly, just like to have some fun. And, you know, I guess because I'm also testing. But even before HOLO Taco, I was always doing an accent nail or trying like an ombre where you start with the dark color here and then you kind of go down. Just doing fun things. There are no rules except wearing a Glossy Taco. That is a rule. All right, so don't forget to leave me some course feedback, of course. The chat is great, but what is better for me to compile feedback is to comment it on this video after the live is done. So if you're watching this as a replay, you can comment down below in the, like under the video like you normally would. That feedback is easier for me to observe, and then if you like want to upvote people's feedback, you can do so. But yeah, I hope this was helpful in painting your other hand. And we will continue Nails 103, and eventually we'll do a Nails 200 series where we might venture into nail art. I consider nail art to be more than beginner. So right now I'm still sticking to like beginner basics, but we'll work our way up in a bit, and we will do a short nail stream at some point. But yeah, Simply's masterclass 10 out of 10. Thank you, Aiden. Good. I'm glad you guys are having fun and just chilling. Post your manis in Discord. Yes, thank you for the reminder. You guys can post your manis in our Discord server. If someone wants to put exclamation Discord, a link will pop up in the live chat. But yeah, there's feeds in there where you guys can share your manis. You can also use hashtag #paintwithsimply on social media, where I'll, check that out on Twitter or on Instagram. So don't forget to show me your manicure. It doesn't have to be green or what I did here, but show me your other hand. It has to be your other hand, and you can't lie. But yeah, thank you to the mods. Thank you, mods, for joining us. And yeah, I will see you guys on Wednesday for the last episode of Unpacking. Last time we unpacked some baby stuff. Shit got, a little wild. Not what I was prepared for in my personal life of unpacking things. We have a baby, apparently. So let's see how that continues. What kind of diapers will I unpack next? You'll find out on Wednesday. And we'll also see you guys back here next Saturday for a TBD nail-ish or, generic related stream. Christine, I got the nail polish shaker from Amazon. Oh no, silly munchkins. Nail polish shakers do exist. Are they completely necessary? I don't think so. But I suppose for some people who are unable to shake a polish themselves, a nail polish shaker is helpful. But for the average person watching this who can shake a polish bottle, you probably don't really need a nail polish shaker, in my opinion. Also, unless you want to spend $40 on a nail polish shaker. I don't know. Up to you. All right, everyone. Can I get a diploma? We are not done yet. The curriculum is not over, but you all get a participation badge. Thank you guys for attending this class. You have passed Nails 102, how to paint your other hand. I will see you all next week, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the weekend and a good week, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.